I work in the world of dog training. I live in it every day, one rep at a time with my own dogs and with clients and their dogs too. I also live in the dog sport world, and that world at its best is built on teamwork, communication, play and joy. But I've got something to say, and it needs to be said clearly, firmly and without apology. There is no excuse, none, for using tools or techniques that are designed to cause pain, discomfort or fear in dogs, especially in the name of sport. Not for better control, not for off switches, not for management of drive, for ribbons, trophies or podiums. And definitely not because someone told you to. I'm going to start with some compassion because I've sat with clients in tears after being told by a so-called balance trainer their dog needed a prong collar, an e-collar or a harsh leash correction to get results. These are good, kind people who love their dogs and are trying to do the right thing. They're scared and they're overwhelmed, and they've often already tried some reward-based training and been told by their balance trainer it doesn't work. Of course they follow the advice when someone with a professional title, slick website and social media following tells you to punish your dog, that it's necessary, or worse, that it's kind. It's easy to doubt yourself, and when results appear to come quickly, as they often do with punishment, it's even harder to walk away. But results are not the whole story, and fear is not the same as understanding. A shutdown dog is not a trained dog. I'm going to be specific. These are the tools I believe have absolutely no place in the training of dogs, whether for pet manners, behaviour modification, or for sports. And these are the shock collar, e-collar or remote training collar, the prong collar or pinch collar, and the garrote collar, choke chain or check chain. These tools are designed to cause discomfort, pain or fear. That is their mechanism. That is how they work. And there is no situation in which that is acceptable. This is not, however, an exhaustive list. There are many everyday tools that can be used in harmful ways, but those three are in a different category. They have no ethical use in dog training, not ever. Now, I know what some trainers will say, and a so-called balance trainer may show you that these tools don't hurt. They may even put a prong collar on their own arm, or a balloon, or press an e-collar to the palm of their hands to prove it's fine. But let me ask you this. Did you consent to having it strapped to your neck at a level high enough to stop you doing something you really wanted to do while you're excited or anxious, or just trying your best to engage in your environment? Because that's how dogs experience it, and they don't get to choose. They don't get to say no. If you're using one of these tools now because somebody told you it was necessary, I understand, truly I do. This is not about shame, it's about choosing differently from today onward. It's about doing better because we know better. But here I draw a hard line. While I understand the fear and confusion of clients, I have no such sympathy for professionals who choose to use punishment-based tools and techniques, especially not those who compete in dog sports or present themselves as leaders in the training community. If you're a dog trainer, and that includes dog sports coaches, club organisers, behaviourists, handlers and seminar speakers, then your job is not just to get results. It's to uphold ethics. It's to do no harm. It's to teach in a way that protects trust in every rep, every cue, every moment. And if you reach for pain to solve a training problem, then you have failed that dog. Yes, even if it worked, even if they still wag their tail, even if you only used it once, you should know better. Let's talk about why this matters so much in the sport world. Dog sports are supposed to be fun. Fun for the dog, fun for the human. They're meant to showcase the bond we've built, not the control we've forced. A dog can't concentrate and respond to cues with style or power if they're afraid of getting it wrong. True flow doesn't come from fear, it comes from safety, trust and motivation. When we use punishment in the name of sport, we don't just undermine our own values. We betray the dogs who give us everything they've got. And for what? A controlled start line wait? To overcome arousal? A here position that doesn't drift? It's not worth it. If you're struggling with your sport dog, if they're over-aroused, distracted, shut down, frustrated, or just too much, there is another way. You do not need to punish them into compliance. You do not need to balance your training by hurting them sometimes and feeding them other times. You need to learn how to listen to them, to understand reinforcement. You need to know when your dog is telling you, I can't, and not, I won't. Reward-based training is not permissive. It's not weak. It's skilled. It's based in science and it's humane. And when done well, it's astonishingly effective, especially in sport. And if you're a professional, you owe it to your dog and your client's dogs to learn how. If you compete in dog sports or train others who do, ask yourself, can my dog say no and still be safe? Is my dog working with me or working to avoid punishment? Do I know how to build behaviour without using pain or fear? Am I training for connection or just for control? And if the answer makes you uncomfortable, good, because that's where change starts. If you're listening to this and realising you're ready to leave punishment behind, here are the next steps. Audit your training gear. If it causes pain or discomfort, it goes. Seek out support. Find a reward-based sport trainer to be a mentor, even if it means travelling or going online. Relearn how to train. Science-based ethical methods are more accessible than ever. Talk to your club. Ask how they handle tools, ethics, and professional development. Make sure you choose a club that fits your new ethics. Be the change. Advocate for kindness, for compassion, for dogs who can truly enjoy the sport we ask them to play. Your dog deserves training that builds them up, not training that shuts them down. And the sport world needs more people willing to say enough. We can train better, we can do better, and our dogs, our teammates, our companions, our best friends deserve nothing less.